Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another tutorial. This one is going to be a fast one, a quick one, and an easy one. And we're going to take my Gooseneck trailer, the first mod that I ever released in 19, and we're going to convert it to 22. Now keep in mind that this is a simple mod, but at the same time, it allows us to go through all the different sections and all the different steps that we need to go through. Now, having said that, let's get to it and let's check it out. Now, first things first, the requirement. We are going to need Giants Editor 9.x, depending on where you when you're watching this tutorial. Where can you find it? Well, we're going to go to the Giants Software Development Network. We're going to log in. If you don't have an account, you're going to create it, and then you're going to go and you're going to download the Giants Editor 9.01. Once you have downloaded Giants Editor 9, you're going to need a text editor. A text editor, not like the Notepad. We're going to use Notepad++. How do you find it? It's easy enough. You just create a new tab here and you type Notepad++, and then you can just go and get it, download it from the website, get the version that you want, download it, install it, and you get to go. Now we're going to talk about the environment. I'm going to set up two folders. One folder on my left is going to be the mod that I want to convert, the original mod download from the modhub, FS19 laser gooseneck, and on my right I'm gonna have the FS22 mods tutorial, which is my mod folder. If you don't have a custom mod folder, you can always find your mod folder in Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 22, and Mods. When you have your mod located, you're just going to unzip it in your new folder. Remember, you cannot work with zip folders, with zip files, so you need always to unzip it. With your environment set, we're going to start with the mod desk, the first element that actually allows the game to read the new mod. We're going to open it and we're going to base the changes in the mod desk example that I've created and I've shared with you guys in the first tutorial. You can also download it in the comment in the description section below if you don't have it. We're going to open both. First, this is the old mod desk. And we're gonna go back here and we're going to open the mod desk example. Now this is a view that does not allow us to work properly. So we're gonna drag here this one into the same screen, left click and drag it, and we're gonna move to the other view. So by doing that, you are allowed to see your template on the right and your mod on your left. So here we are in the mod desk and we are comparing left to right to see what changes needs to be implemented in my mod to be compatible with FS22. First thing is going to be the desk version. We're going to jump and we're going to set it to 61. Then it's going to be your nickname. In my case, it's 82 Studio. Version needs to be 1.0. We are going to clear also the changelog because we are submitting version 1.0, therefore cannot be a changelog. Make sure you check the mod icon generation tutorial to complete the tutorial with the new recommendations and new requirements for FS22. We also have a file name with my translations, which is good. Store items, we don't need to change them, and the brands cannot be used anymore. In my case, I'm using packs. So instead of using brands, I'm going to use a pack. So here I have my store packs and I'm going to substitute brands by store packs. So now that we have our store pack set, we need to make sure that we are using the same store pack that I used previously on my Phoenix. And I want this one to appear in 82 Logistics. Now pay attention to that. This is also inside a folder. You need to make sure that in your new mod, you have that folder. So in this case, I'm going to go to new folder. I'm going to create a folder store and I'm going to drag the brand inside. Therefore, we have it all set. Now this is all it takes to merge the mod desk for this mod. As you can see, it's very easy. We change the desk version, reset the author version, and clear the changelogs. Also, make sure you check the mod icon generation and also consider replacing brands with store packs. The next section is going to be about preparing the i3D files. First thing that I always do is just double click on my new i3D and open it with Giants Editor 9. That's gonna open it, and it's going to show me down here in the console section a lot of errors. Missing DDS file, Farming Simulator 22 data shared assets, assets library decals specular, and it's missing. It's saying then they can load it, and at the same time it's telling me that an old shape file format version has been found, lizard gooseneck i3D shapes. Now before we do anything with that, I'm going to minimize it, and we're going to check the i3D, but from the editor, from the text editor point of view. I'm going to right click here and edit with Notepad. So here we're going to see that it's telling data, shared assets, and assets library decals diffuse, normal, and specular. The problem was the specular. And the reason why is because we don't have specular anymore. In Giants right now is using a new concept, is using something called vmask. Now I'm going to bring in the files from the game. You can find them in Farming Simulator data, and we're going to go to shared, and we're going to go to assets, and we are going to find asset library decals specular, which is not going to be there because right now it's called asset library decals vmask. You can press F2 to display this name and then Control C to copy it. Now in here we can paste it, so we have the new name and the new reference. You can now save that file and close it. Go back to the mod folder that we are converting and open it again. When we open it, we're going to check again if there is any error. Now the only error that is missing here is warning old shape file format version found, lizard gooseneck i3D shapes. How do we fix that? Well, my way of fixing it is quite simple. I just go to File, Export all with files, and then I go to the place that I'm working on. So in this case, 82 Studio, in Mods Tutorial, and I select the very same file that I have opened. I select it and I click Save, and it's gonna tell me, do you want to overwrite it? Yes. Two more questions. Do you want to get the parent directory structure? Yes, we want. And do you want to keep game relative paths? Of course, we want. Now this is saved, and we can close it again. We don't want to save it. Now before we can load anything in the game, we need to check the vehicle XML. We're gonna go back to our mod folder and we are going to open our vehicle XML. Now what is new in here? Well, basically the header is new, the vehicle types are also new. So in case, like, the easy way to check that is actually to open an in-game one. We're going to vehicles, and we can open a vehicle that is a low loader. For example, the Load King. So we can open the XML as usual. I'm gonna grab this and move to the other view. And in here, I'm gonna clean this one because we don't need it anymore. Now, first thing first, you see here, there is changes. There is changes here on the header. My recommendation is to go from here down to here and replace this section. Now you have it all aligned. I'm gonna try to keep the spaces and also keep them organized. Now in here it says the name, which is fine, specs, it says combination, truck and dolly. These are the old combinations. These are the old combinations. So it means that we need to use a new section here. I'm just gonna copy that and I'm going to paste it here. Therefore we have the same combination as the other low loaders. In functions, it says low loader and semi-trailer. I'm gonna keep both. Functions, image, mod store, the one that you have from 19 should work. Now, price, lifetime, rotation, brand needs to change. Cannot be a custom brand anymore. Category, low loaders, and then just make sure that you remove all the vertex buffer information. We don't need that. Giants, when they test it, they will set it up. Now, something that's also new, it's the schema overlay. The schema overlay does not work like that anymore. So since we have a new schema, I'm just going to replace it in get to it. Now, wheels. We're gonna check the wheels in game because the wheels are another whole story. But we're gonna check them in game and we're gonna leave them for later. Dynamically loaded parts, everything here should be all right. We might have an error here with this tension hook. If we are loading custom i3ds or we have custom i3ds on our mod, we need to repeat the process that we've been using. For example, for the tension hooks, we need to go to your mod folder, to locals, and I have here the tension hook i3d. My tension hook needs to be also shaped like in 19. So in 22. So we're gonna open it. We're gonna click File. We're gonna go Export all with files, and we are gonna save it on top of tension hook. For structure, yes, yes. Close it, and this is done. Now, what else do we have here? We have the attacher joins. Now we have a new attacher join because this is a semi-trailer, but we have a new semi-car trailer. So we're going to set it up, and in order to set it up, we're going to use the brand new trailer that Giant said to transport our horses. We're going to go to the order by name. We're going to go to Kingston trailers, and we are going to open this Belvedere trailer. Now we're going to go down to the attacher join section, and here you see that it's a semi-car trailer. So what I'm going to grab is I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to keep that trailer here. And I'm also going to use the same attacher for my semi-car trailer. So now my same attacher can be used as a semi-trailer and also as a semi-car trailer. That's important because then you can use it with the new vehicles in the game. Now, something that also new here is the brake force. This brake force cannot be used anymore like that. Now, since we are using a similar size trailer, I'm gonna use the same one, but this trailer is heavier, so I'm gonna go to 55. Now we have a problem here because these side markers does not exist anymore. The side markers are no more in well, I know that these ones are now the side marker 11 orange. I don't remember exactly if that's the code, so guess what? We're gonna go to the in-game assets and we're gonna check it. So shared assets, lights, lizard, and sign marker. I believe it's the 11 orange. I believe it's this one, the one that I'm using. So I'm gonna open it, and we are going to check it very fast. Yes, that's the one that I was using in 19. No. And the code is sign marker 11 orange, so sign marker 11 orange. Now this one is also non-existing. This does not exist anymore. And these sign markers 03 left and right, they are locals, but they are going to have a problem finding their textures. We're going to see them in game when it loads. We're going to see that they are white, and we're going to fix it. Now also front line light cone 01. That does not exist anymore in 22. Therefore, we need to find the right light. How? You can either go one by one checking it, or you can use something that I've shared here in this video, and it's new. You can use my lights library. I've built it for the occasion. So you're going to open this file that you have saved in wherever. I have it here. And this file has all the lights, lizard, organized, and you can actually check the in-game lights on an easy way. Now, I know that the light that I was using in this case is the front light 02. So we're going to back to data, shared, assets, lights, lizard, and we know that is this one. So we're gonna F2 this one to copy the exact name, go back to our file, and we're gonna set it there. Now the side marker 03 left, I know that I was using those custom made because I changed something and I don't remember what it was. But at the same time, I know that in 22 we have a lot of these new side markers that they are looking awesome. So I'm not going to keep using mines, and we're going to use, for example, this ones. This side marker 25 left and right. Where are they? In the exact same place. So I'm going to copy this section here. I'm going to paste it here, just removing that T. And we're going to grab side marker 25. Press the S. We go down to side marker 25 left. And go to the file, left. In here we go, and we go in right. So now we are loading everything from the game. Now at the same time, I'm loading the rear light oval LED white 01. Why? Because the in-game one is not using these lights as reverse lights. So for an example, if I go to the side markers, I remember that I was using, where is it? I was using a rear light. Yeah, I was using one of these lights. I don't remember if this one or this one, 23 or 24. And I was using it as a reverse light. But now it seems that we have 23 white and we have 24. So I'm going to check both and see if there is one that it's used for reverse. Right, 24. And this is default and break. That's weird. And also 23 white, it's using a default node. I don't want to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this file, copy this text, and I'm going to go to my own file, right light oval LED white 01, that I have it on my locals folder. I have it somewhere here. And I'm going to replace that, or even more, I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to grab the reverse light, and I'm going to cut it down. Reverse light doesn't need light type. There we go. Now I save it. And this doesn't need replacement. This is going to load my light in the game. Now, something here. The cylinder section has sounds, or had sounds. We need to remove that. We don't need that anymore. And at the same time, the tension belt section can have sounds right now. So I'm going to bring my renowned triaxial trailer that I left here, and I'm going to go to the tension belt section. Now this tension belt section has a sound section at the end. So before the tension belts are closed, I'm going to type these sounds for the tension belts. Now what else do we have in here? We have folding parts, and this is also going to fail because this section in 22 requires a new section like this. Folding configurations needs to be there, and also needs to be down here. Now this section can be tapped in, and we're good to go. Start move direction. This parameter, I haven't used it in 19, but since it's in here, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it just right there. What else do we have? We have our animations. In our animations, we can script sound in here. Okay, so for example, in the animations, we have here in the section animations on the new one, we have the move support. So this is kind of very basic move support sound that actually you can use on all your trailers that have landing gears. The only consideration is the timing. So in here, if it goes 01, 04, 01, you need to pay attention to the timing that this trailer was using. So for example, this one, the support arm goes from 0 to 05. Therefore, this one is using from 04, it's starting at 04 when it's about to end. Now my trailer, my rams are taking 1 second. So if I do that at 04, it's gonna sound at the end, at the middle of the sound. So I'm just gonna go to 08, and this one is gonna end at 099. So default hydraulic sound, the clink and the clanks, and the link node here it says attacher join. We cannot use that one for the attacher join. We need to use several ones because we have more than one attacher join. Where do I have them? Here I have my gooseneck attacher join. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate it because we are going to use it for the bumper pull too. So we have the bumper pull attacher join, and that's enough. So we have duplicated because we have two attacher joints. Now on the sounds, on the ramps, I've choose this one because it's actually quite easy. Now here I have the sounds, and we can set them here, and we need to pay attention to the component join, to the link nodes that they are going to be referred. Now something that I like to do is actually to organize left and right. So I prefer to have everything left and everything right. So there is only sounds, hydraulic sounds using for the right, and the clank var using for the right also. And then I have here the other ones. Now I'm not going to need to separate them because I don't have a different sound section, so I can actually use only my hinge. And since it takes, hold on a second, hydraulic sound needs to be, yeah, I can use it like that, and it'll be done. Now attention to the time. Here it ends at 2.5. Cannot go higher than that. Okay. Now, what else do I need? I have my sounds, my parts, I have my foldable, and we need to check, well, all my color palette and everything looking on spot. So I don't see anything else but the tires that needs fixing, and the tires are a whole new story. So the default tires are going to be the default tires of the game always. So we're going to check it inside the game and adjust them in the game. We are about to finish. So here we are on Elm Creek on the store, and we're gonna go to low loaders. In the low loader section, we're gonna find in the end our 20ft Gooseneck Lizard trailer. Now you see that the image is different, that the inclination and everything is different. We are going to need to redo these icons, but other than that, we should be good. We have everything looking on spot, everything looking nice, but we don't know if we have errors. For example, we go here and we see a lot of errors. We need to check them, and it could be overwhelming. But the only thing is that we're missing collisions and we're missing the tires. It's not critical. Like for example, we can go to this trailer, and we can use these wheels as an example. This is the Flegel DTS 5.9. So we go back again to the game files. We go to data, vehicles, Flegel DTS, and we edit his XML. Now here we have the tires that this baby is using. We don't really care about a lot of things in here. You can actually take them all. Well, maybe not all, but like the last ones, for example, the last tires in there. We don't need the front ones because they have tires steering. So I can actually grab 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 tires, and go to my Lizard Gooseneck trailer and paste them on top. Now, is this going to work? No. No, because my representation nodes might not have the same name. This is my first tire, and this one is called wheel left front. So I need to copy and put it there. Now my second tire is wheel right front. This is wheel left middle. And last but not least, wheel right middle. Now I could say that I can delete this section here, and the first tire selection should be working in game. Now we go back to our gooseneck trailer, and there we go. We have the same tires. Now we are loading hubs. The hubs might not be needed on all the tire sections because these are getting loaded already. So right now what I'm gonna do is go to the hub section, and I'm going to, or either I'm going to add the invisibility to those. Visibility active false. Well, I'm going to add we have 4 hubs loaded, so I'm going to hide them all in the first configuration just to see it clear. There you go. So we have these tires already set, and we have a problem with the lights. On our game, these are twisted and they are way bigger than they should. So we also need to adjust the chicken lights that we have on the right, on the sides, on the side of the trailer. So we're gonna go to our gooseneck trailer, we're gonna open it, and we are going to adjust those lights. Here we are with my trailer open, and we're gonna check these lights here. You don't see them here, so it's hard to adjust them, but we can load them inside on a very, very easy way. For example, we have here sign marker 09, and we have also our in-game lights. We know that we are loading the sign marker 11. So we're gonna go to the 11 orange and drag it and drop it on top of my scenograph. Now I have it here. I have sign marker 11 orange. I can cut it, Control X, and I can paste it just right here. Now you select the transform, the sign marker 09L1. So, and you can see that rotations and stuff are messed up. So I'm gonna reset the rotations, and I'm gonna start adding the right rotations. So it's gonna be 90 and 90. Now the scale, that's gonna be 0.7. I did it many times, so I kind of know the scales that I want to use. And at the same time, I believe this is too wide. So let's go 0.6. There you go. There you go. Now it respects the width of the stripe, which is what we want. Now, do I need to do this for every single other light? No, we don't. No, we don't. We can delete that one here. And with this reference in mind, we can click on the third button here, open i3D in the text editor. Remember, you need to have Giant Editor properly set for that. We click yes. And now Control F, Control V. It's going to open this file, this window, and we can find it. Now, here we have the new rotations to all the left sign markers. Translation, we don't need to touch them, but we need to add rotations and scale. So we can grab from here until the node section, and if you left click on top of the R, in front of the R, and then you click Alt and Shift, and then again right click, is going to select a block of information. Now you can Control V, and it's going to substitute it. In this case, I cannot substitute it just all at once. We're gonna also substitute this and just make sure that there is nothing added. We're still on the L, yes indeed. But here we have weird rotations. You can see that we have 13 and something. So we're gonna change those. We're gonna again change them all. But we will check in game why do we have these weird rotations there. So I'm going to leave those scales. Now, the right side of the scene, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to save it and I'm going to close these i3D on the XML. I'm going to go back to the Giant editor and I'm going to now use the fourth button which it says reload i3D. We're going to reload it and you might see that there is no changes at all. Now let's switch back to the game and see what happens. You see these lights are all messed up. We load it back and all the right lights are properly aligned. Now I understand now why there was a rotation in these three lights. I completely understand why these three lights were rotated. Now how do we adjust them without seeing them? Well, it's easy enough. Try to position your camera properly. And then we're going to go to lights, share lights, and we're going to go to the last three. Now you see that they don't have a lateral rotation, so we can actually adjust it something like that. So we're going to give it 74.9. That's almost 75, guys. So 75 is going to be. So we go here to that's changed to 0, 75 and minus 90. So 0, 75 and minus 90. And the same is going to be here, 0, 75 and minus 90. Now if I save it properly and I go back to the game, escape and load it, we should have these lights properly oriented and properly set, looking nice and looking spectacular. Now what happened with the other ones? The other ones are all messed up. We're going to use the same method in order to set the rotations properly on the ones that we have on the right. Load it back and now we check the other side. And in this case, it's not 75, it's minus 75. So, made a mistake there. Reload, go to this section, and here we are. Everything is aligned. We have wheels and lights properly working. Now, do we have any other error? We have wheel choke left and wheel choke right that are giving me no, these are not new errors. Yeah, but we are missing them. We wheel choke left and wheel choke right. Why? Because this thing is using wheel chokes in this section, and I was using wheel choke 1 and wheel choke 0, wheel choke 01 and wheel choke 02, basically. So my names are different. So I'm gonna go 01 and 01, and that error should be long gone. Now, what else we have? The ramp. The ramp is always unfolded. So I believe the parameter that I set here, that it's start move direction 1, I'm going to just get rid of it and save it. Now we go escape, load it back, and we have our ramps properly closed. Now we're having a problem here with some lights, and our brand new fancy lights, they are not looking properly. They are not looking all right. We are using FS22 lights, but the ones that are using also a different orientation. So we need to drag them. We need to drag them in. First, we're gonna check which ones were we using. Side marker 25, left and right. Lizard, side marker 25. We have it here. And we are going to drop it, drag and drop inside. Side marker 25, Control X, and we have them up here, Control V, and we have here Control X, and we put it here, Control V. Now what's the problem? Well, we need to remove the orientations there. So we have no rotations at all right now, but we are going to apply, 180 rotation on X on both sides. And if I'm not mistaken, they should be looking just right. Now they are looking on spot. We can delete them and save it. Now we're having also another problem. We are loading some light in there. Escape, load, and here we are. Our new spotlights are looking nicer. Now, am I loading the red at the front? So these ones are supposed to be looking down. So what I'm gonna do, because they are, you see the white is at the back, and that's, well, that's not DOT friendly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this one down. I'm gonna load left and right and right and left. So we're gonna save it and load it back. Now the problem that we have is that they are inside of the trailer. So we need to rotate them. Here, escape, getting back, get back in, and we have now the red pointing backwards. Nice. Now, what else do we have in there? We are using this rear light oval LED red 01 that it's not getting loaded. We need to check it here. Where are we loading it? Here. Rear light oval LED red 01. So if we check back on our lights, this will be this one. So that's going to be rear light 23 red. Go back here. I'm going to grab, we're going to grab his name. And we're going to put it here and here. There we go. Save it. Go back to the game. And we have no more errors to clear. Everything is set and everything is ready to be tested. Now we're missing also the masks. Okay, and it's telling me that I have an error because I have a light loaded here. I'm going to just remove that light from here. I'm going to save it. And now we need to check on the masks. Now in order to check on the masks, we need to check an in-game vehicle. Or in this case, I can check my 22 that is already with Giants, but we're going to check an in-game one. So we're going to go back again to vehicles. We're going to go to Fliegl, the exact same one that we used, DTS 19, and we're going to right click on this one. Now be very careful not to touch anything and not to save anything. Now you're going to collapse everything. So it's going to be Alt 3 or Alt 4. And in here it says DTS main component 1, and this is the collision mask that we need, 2109442. We're gonna close that one, and close the XML. We don't need them anymore. Now in here we're gonna again use the third button, Alt 3, and if we go down here, we're gonna replace this collision mask. We are going to replace it with our new collision. Just be very careful to use the exact same coding. Now replace all. It replaced all the needed sections. We save it and we close it and go back into the game. Reload it, and it's loaded in no time with absolutely no issues. Now attach a join. We can set it up bumper pool or gooseneck like we had. Wheel setup, we're going to have problems with the wheel setups because we don't have Nokians and anything like that. So we need to check how do we use the Nokians and how do we set the other tires. But right now, what I want to do is test it. So we're going to lease it. We're also going to go to cars. And I don't know if this one has it or not. Let me see if it has it. I believe it does. But just in case, we're gonna grab that one. I really don't like that one. So we're gonna grab I don't like any of those, but anyways. So we're gonna lease it. And we are also going to lease a truck because we want to see if the truck actually can pull also the new trailer. Now we're gonna press left. Here we have our vehicles. we go. Whoa. Now let's see if it works with the truck. There you go. Now let's see the sound of the rams. Lights. Reverse, brake. And there you go. Mod completely merged from 19 to 22 and ready to be submitted to Giants. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.